years. She looks like she's only 20 years old. So she must have started when she came out of the birth canal, I guess.
I agree with that. I think so. Probably, intuition, she probably knew it right on, as soon as she was a child, she was seeing it.
That's right. And I think how beautiful that you also knew another person with synesthesia that produced incredible information for people.
I think also some people don't see it as a gift who have it and say, well, it gets in the way. To me, it's, and talking to those who have it, it's almost a sixth sense. And that can be a wonderful gift.
Yeah, and what a wonderful gift Amy's using it for. So speaking of gifts, I think a beautiful gift Kryon has given us are these Circle of 12 meditations, Lee. I am just enjoying them so much, and I know everyone else is, and I think we're ready to move into the Circle of 12. So as we prepare to enter the Circle of 12, let us begin by giving some statements of intent. And I will say each intent 3 times, and you are invited to say them silently or aloud. And I'm allowing a space between my statements so that you can say them for yourself. I release all expectations, and I am willing to be open to the energy of compassion in my life. I release all expectations, and I am willing to be open to the energy of compassion in my life. I release all expectations, and I am willing to be open to the energy of compassion in my life. I accept the perfect love of God. I accept the perfect love of God. I accept the perfect love of God. I give permission to experience the grandness of my soul. I give permission to experience the grandness of my soul. I give permission to experience the grandness of my soul. I am ready.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer. Those words are the signal that this is a meditation for the Circle of 12. Quite often, these meditations echo that which is the teaching of the day, or perhaps the teaching of the month. And they would then marry to the channelings that I have given in every one of these sessions. Today's channeling perhaps contained some of the most profound instructions I have ever given, because they relate to the new energy of the planet and the integration of a new truth that's truly an ancient truth that so many are starting to see. If you could synopsize or summary that which is being said, in a summary, about the new energy on the planet, it is the integration of a grander truth that affects not only you personally, but humanity in general. We spoke many times about the changes on the planet that are coming. Your future, dear ones, is going to change because of what we teach you are doing. If you have new tools that take your conscious thought and apply them to the reality of the planet, can you see how that would change? Are you aware that consciousness on the planet, as it shifts, is almost creating a new kind of a bed for reality and thinking, which then drives that which is invention and wisdom of invention? And what I mean by the wisdom of invention, humanity has the option to invent things that are going to make them more technical, more dependent on technical things, or the inventions that are sitting there waiting to be shown that are for the benefit of humanity in a greater way than technical. New ways of growing food, new ways of producing electricity. All of these lay there ready to be developed and are available to a wiser consciousness of the planet. Now, if you didn't get what I'm saying, I'm telling you this is all related, even to the circle of 12. Dear ones, if you're starting to accept a grander truth that you're able to control reality with that which you think and your consciousness, that which you accept, if you are ready to have a kinder, more compassionate humanity and culture on this planet, all of you, the kinds of things you work on, the kinds of things you invent are going to start moving away from what you were used to inventing to what you're going to invent. Things that will affect every human on the planet. Those who would never see a show like this will benefit. When there perhaps is no more hunger, perhaps when everyone can hear that which they need to hear, and new truth is available to accept or not accept. Do you understand that these things are not just for those who believe in that which some are calling the New Age? Not a new belief system, not another belief system, but a grander truth for the planet that creates another dispensation. There are so many who are concerned and worried about what the future may bring. And what I'm telling you, that there is a cascading wisdom that has the potential in the field of occurring on this planet. And some of you are starting to be aware of it. The last channelings I have given, the 4, in this month, talk about that. Those awakening to a grander truth. Awarenesses that are starting to be enhanced so that you would actually ask the question, do I have it complete? Is there more? Or perhaps what I call spiritual logic. You'll look around and see the creation, the creative source and field of love, and say, perhaps it's not a God that judges me. Perhaps that's come from another place, a human place, a paradigm, a perception from old thinking, or perhaps thinking that is of a lower vibration, but that's the best you had. And now suddenly there is a new light that is starting to say, perhaps there's more. And if there is, it's a lot more. It's not about perceiving something differently. It's not about walking into your soul and that crossing the bridge. It's about implementing all of this, taking it inside. And when you take these things inside, dear ones, some things happen that you didn't expect. It's not just the healing of your cells. Every cell of your body is tuned in to consciousness. And we've said it so many times before. It's why when you laugh, it heals. It's why when you expect good things take place. You are creating a template for healing, a template for peace, a template for longer life. When you start understanding those tools exist, they are energy tools in a new time, in a new dispensation. This dispensation is the one of compassion. The program that you're hearing now is not just one of many that talks about a new belief system. It's not that at all. And if anyone has told you that, it's not accurate. It's a program of many that tells the same thing that so many have, and that is there is a door starting to open and light is pouring in that you've never seen. In a black and white earth, color is starting to appear, and many don't understand it. The channel today was about this very thing. The channel today, I'm going to also echo in the circle of 12 that we will do in a moment. So how many of you sit there right now understanding, old soul, that it's not about perceiving differently. It's about implementing what you have seen to something that's going to change everything around you to the better. Those who don't understand this will have warnings and criticisms of what you do right now as you listen. And they will say it has to be a trap. They will say, well, it has to be done for money. All of these things in an old energy that made sense to them then, they will apply to this. Not understanding that we are not going to a place we are then trying to get membership or joining or a cult that captures your mind and gives you something else to think about. The invitation is to everyone. In this meditation, you get to practice things. But the channeling is where the messages are given to everyone, and the messages are these. Everyone is included in these things, everyone, to see it or not see it. And it's an individual choice, not a membership choice. The channelings do not invite you to join anything. The channels invite you to discover something, a self-realization that changes your life, that then cooperates with others who are also feeling the same thing. So eventually you have many who are starting to turn on the light in a dark room, becoming lighthouses in a storm, starting to show others what they can do that's different from being a victim of the world. This is what we teach. These meditations, called the Circle of 12, are all about the implementation of this for you, the old souls who wish to come along. Let's come along right now. There is a bridge that we cross each time from that which is the black and white world to that which is the color world. If you wish to say that, and I have taught that in this series. And for you, what this means is that a single digit reality is the black and white of you. And when you cross the bridge, it's a multidimensionality of you, but it's still you. We don't cross the bridge and go anywhere but inside. Inside that which is your soul, that which is a multidimensional soul, is where we are going right now. Inside of yourself, cross the bridge with me. You walk to the middle of the bridge, we pause for a moment. Sometimes there's a mist obscuring what's coming, sometimes there isn't, especially for those who've done this so many times. But what happens next, dear ones, is a reality that some of you don't expect. It's a reality. It's not just a meditation. This is real. When you move into a multidimensional place, everything that you've expected that has happened in the past shifts. You cannot expect multidimensional things because you haven't experienced them enough. When time moves in several directions, you haven't experienced that. When you meet those ancestors, perhaps, that you know are there, or even your past lives that you know are there inside your DNA, and you see them in a different way, nobody expects that. And yet it's all there, and dear ones, all of it is benevolent. All of it. Let's go. I want you to take my hand right now. Let's go there. Move across the bridge and quickly let us go into this place that is your soul, if you wish to call it a place. But it's a perception that is grander and greater, where everything turns into a reality you didn't expect. Black and white to color. Things that don't make sense, lights, colors. And moving quickly through that portal into this theater in the round that we present to you for a reason. It is a metaphor for you because of the teaching that will result. Move into this theater in the round. You see it there. You see the sunken stage. The audience is there. It's preparing for you. For you. Your soul, unique, and yet combined with the others in a way you cannot understand, is ready to go on stage and sit in a chair and have something happen yet again every single week. Go down those steps and up onto the stage and sit in the chair for today's teaching and what happens next. We are now going to echo the channel of the day. And in the chair you are. By this time, hopefully there's no fear, there's no anxiety, for you realize that in the chair is the safest place you can be. For this is where you meet not only elements of yourself, but those perhaps you'll never meet when you're alive. And every single lesson is for you. Even when you meet yourself in certain ways, it's for you. Or you've met your relatives in certain ways, it's for you. Everything here is washing your feet, dear ones. It's a safe place to be, and now you may smile and relax and say, what are we doing this time? And here it comes. The channeling of today asks you to share the history and the knowledge of those who came before you, who also saw the color of a grander truth. And that was the Indigenous all over the planet and in this culture that my partner belongs. They had ceremony. And it's not a ceremony that you look back on and again say how quaint. It's a ceremony that was profound and did something they knew about. Perhaps they didn't understand as you do now what truly are the mechanics of it, but they got results. They allied with two elements. We're going to do that ceremony right now, because in front of you, dear ones, are all the Indigenous who ever lived on this planet. Indigenous, the originals of this culture. Let's make them only of this culture, that of America, for my partner. And all of you are invited to meet them in this culture, no matter where you're from, because they have something to teach you. And that is this: your planet is the partner that's missing in this new energy. And we're going to do ceremony right now. And we're going to begin it. You're going to continue it, just like always. And these Indigenous right now are going to start talking to you in mass. And the first thing they're going to do is say, welcome back to a ceremony that does things that you need to know about, that creates a planet to walk on that knows your name. The first thing you do in ceremony, dear ones, and it'll never change, ever change, ever change, is to welcome the ancestors. Let's do that right now. You say, I welcome the ancestors of the planet, all of them who came before me, and they will say, we welcome the ancestors, all of them who came before you. Whatever you say, they will also say in this ceremony. And then they will say, by the way, do you know what the ancestors are and who they are? And you will say, well, I suppose they are simply a lineage of those who came before. And they will say, and it includes you, because you are your own ancestor. So you are welcoming and pulling in all of your past life wisdom when you say that. Did you know that? We welcome all the ancestors here, you might say. And they will say, we welcome all your ancestors, dear ones. They're on board with your soul. They know who you are. Can you feel the profundity of this? Number 2. And we're going to close with number 2. It's very precious and very needed. And you might say, I welcome all the energies of the planet. All that which I call Mother Nature and the earth is my partner in all things. I welcome them now. And they will repeat it to you. We welcome all the energies of the planet of Earth, for they are part of you, and they are your missing partner. Yes, we do. And everything you say from now on in an affirmation of your life will be repeated in this ceremony by all those in the audience in one voice. Think of what you might say in this ceremony that could be echoed by thousands and the energy it will create. I create peace in my life, in my partner with my planet, and all that's around me. And they will say back to you, he, she creates peace in their life with all that is around them. Everything you say from now on, all the statements you make about you, your issues, all of that will be repeated back by ancestors and Indigenous. It doesn't get better than that, because this is a real place. I want you to stay and think about what you might say, and then pause while it's repeated in a community voice that's beautiful, in your language, so you can understand it and hear it. The ancestors of this planet have a lot to teach you about color. Stay. Whatever you say, stay. It will be repeated back. Think carefully of what you are going to say, for it creates the energy of reality in your life. And so it is.